everybody. Well, after a 2-week hiatus, this is Douglas Block back for your Sunday live chat. It's now July 22nd, 2018, and we're getting our 16th 90-degree day today. How can you believe it? Hey, IJE24, Jacob Edelman from the UK. Well, is it as hot there as it is here? Nice to see you. So, well, what can we talk about? Let's grab a joke from the Laugh Out Loud joke book. Hey, Jessica Kenny. Hopefully you'll be here. What is the math teacher's favorite dessert? What would you think it is? Do you think it's strawberry shortcake? Do you think it's chocolate layer cake? No, it's pie. P-I. Hey, Indra Bhathat, nice to see you. Well, God, I may have to turn on my fan in a second. Damn, I am going to turn the fan. I hope if it's a distraction, let me know. Or let me just open the air and get some cool air in here. Wow. What's up? I went ahead and published a video last week called, what was it? I think it's Do You Have Something to Look Forward to? And that's the one coming up. What's the one? Oh, does depression cause permanent brain damage? Yes, that's the last video I published. And yeah, I had a client who was complaining to me that he said, you know, he'd been in depression about a year. He said, do I have permanent brain damage? I said, what makes you say that? He says, well, I can't think, I can't concentrate, I think my brain is permanently damaged. I said, no. It's temporarily impaired because of the condition you're in, but you can regain full cognitive function. He said, really? I said, come on now. I've had 4 breakdowns, and each time I've come back and been my own self. So a lot of people, you love that joke? It's really hot. Hey, Leanne. Wow, haven't heard from you in a while. Yeah, I've been very busy with a new project of mine, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So I'm only doing these live chats twice a month instead of 4 times, but I am still committed to being here. I think what I'll do is I'll start posting my schedule. I'm not quite sure where I'll do it, but I will. But anyway, we'll be back again on, what is today, the 22nd? Back again on August 5th. But for right now, here we are, and I'm glad you liked the joke. All right, so questions, please. I'm here to answer them. And so let's go back to this video. Do you folks believe that you're impaired for life if you're in the middle of an episode? You know, I remember this one woman in my group, I should have put this in the video, computer programmer, just hospitalized, could hardly focus, and said, how am I ever going to get back to where I was years ago? How am I ever going to be able to compete in the job market, even though she's relatively young? Well, she got better, took what's called a boot camp course to, kind of get her skills back together, relearn them, and then now she's looking for work. So you see, people do recover. Hey, Oliver McLeod, wow. Well, I don't have the package, do I? No? But I do have them. Here. Here it is, Oliver McLeod. You sent these to me. A little aniseed Fisherman's Friends in an Amazon locker. That's when I knew it was time to buy Amazon stock. Thank you, Oliver McLeod. I've got about 8 packages sitting here in my office. Hey, India Braha, what are you doing here, brother? Well, do you guys know each other? I've been practicing Buddhist meditation. Really helps. Yeah, Leanne, there's been a lot of data out there about how meditation really helps calm anxiety. Matter of fact, I've got a guy right now I'm coaching who's on a 1 to 10 scale. His depression is 6 out of 10 every day. Hardly lets up, really hard. But when he goes like this, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. He meditates, and the pain goes down 10%. Well, 10% might not be enough, but boy, it can be the difference between suicidal ideation and hanging in there. Okay, you can start to read. I'm going to a course tomorrow for a week to maybe get a job at Amazon. Yeah, well, they're hiring a lot of people. 1JE, let me know. So I'm doing a book now, actually a training on how to find alternatives to suicide, and I'm looking for people's stories. If any of you have ever been on the edge and had suicidal ideation and wanted to, write to me and let me know at douglasblock@gmail.com how you got out of it, because it's certainly a completely preventable situation, and if you just reach out and get the right type of help, you can and will come through it. So here's my email address, douglasblog@gmail.com. And there's my wife making her morning smoothie. Yes, Romano Harshi is on the door. Here, India Brahat, here he is again. And isn't he a beautiful saint? You guys from India know all know who he is. He's made a big impact on my life. Yeah, you've got my email address, 1G24. Go ahead and let's have a conversation. I have a questionnaire I'd like you to fill out. Takes a lot of practice. It's going to be getting medical monitor. Heard it can help. Wow. Yes, Lynn, and what's the medical monitor for? Is it for pain? It does help with pain. I don't know what else it's used for, but yes, meditation, meditation, meditation. I highly recommend mindfulness meditation for all of you, including me. Calms the nervous system, helps with anxiety. It's really wonders. All you folks from India know about meditation. Your whole culture has got tons of it going on. All right, any questions coming up here that I can answer? Well, let me tell you about the other video I did. Anxiety and depression for medical monitor. Great. So you've heard of this, you guys who've been with me for a while, but it's a Joel Osteen joke. He's a minister in Houston. Where's Daniel Kate when you need her? Hey, Razam, say I was talking about you. Where were you last week? I was preparing for a workshop I was doing on suicide prevention, which I needed to do. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll send you the series of questions 1G24. That's where I was, Rasmus. I do have other things going on. I may only be doing this every other week. I don't know yet, but I will be here at least every other Sunday. Anyway, so in the Joel Osteen joke, here's how it goes. I don't know if any of you have ever been on a prop jet, but they're very, very, very sketchy. Many people have died. Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, Otis Redding, American singers. Anyway, so there was a prop jet. Sure enough, it started to go down, and there were 4 people on the plane, but only 3 parachutes. What are we going to do here? Well, the first guy gets up and says, "Hey, I'm a leading heart surgeon, one of the best in the world. My country needs me." He takes the parachute, puts it on his back, jumps out. The second person says, "I'm a leading rocket scientist, one of the smartest men alive. My country needs me." Takes the parachute, puts it on, jumps out. Now, 2 people left, but only 1 parachute. One is a 10-year-old boy, and the second is the Pope. The Pope goes up to the boy and says, "You know, I've lived a good life. I'm almost 80. You know, I know that Jesus will meet me on the other side. Why don't you take the parachute? I can meet my maker." The 10-year-old boy says, "Oh, Pope, that won't be necessary. You see, there are still 2 parachutes on the plane. You know that guy who said he was the smartest man alive? He jumped off the plane with my backpack." I still love telling that joke. Irony, irony, irony. Yeah, you can hear give me your awful joke by email tomorrow. Anyway, did you like that joke? Flex Yard, can people heal from, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Bad unexplained anxiety? Sure, I had my book, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, which I don't have here, talks about my agitated depression for 9 months, which I finally got over. Yes, I'm a case in point. I had anxiety when I had my breakdown in 2015. So yes, hey, Ansir Akan. Not quite sure. Did anyone like that joke? Come on, someone's got to tell me. Anyway, let me see. Do you know much about identity crisis and how that can affect confidence? I used to have a strong sense of who I was, but now struggle to find purpose, belonging. Well, that's probably because the depression has laid low your self-esteem, don't you? Current keyframe frequency. You know, I had this bad video settings coming up last time. Okay, I got to remember and email my videographer that keyframe frequency. If anybody knows what that is, fine. But I hope you guys can see me all right. Anyway, yes. So Oliver, did that answer your question? You can regain your sense of purpose. When I was in my episode 96, 97, I was washed up. I was never going to write a book again. I had no purpose. That's why I was suicidal. And yet, as soon as I got out of the episode, I started writing my memoir. So yeah, it all came back. Leanne says, just like to share this quote I got tattooed on me, what we think we become. A lot of truth to that, yes. Your anxiety is gone now? That's amazing. All right, 1J24, you like the joke. Excellent. Read your Shiana, borderline personality and depression, how are correlated? Well, a lot of people with borderline personality disorder have a history of invalid environments which make them depressed. So there's a definitely comorbid between the two of them. I don't know if it's you're talking about, but if you really want to know if you got both of them, go find a good mental health practitioner and get yourself a good diagnosis from someone who's in the business of doing that. Luan Schwapo, Douglas, my anxiety spikes when I travel. Anything you can recommend? Well, yeah, I used to have that same problem. Deep breathing. Of course, there's medication you can take with you on board, depending on what your psychiatrist thinks about it. I have a friend who's always afraid to fly. She takes Ambien and just sleeps while she's flying. So like all anxiety disorders, it's a combination of medication in some cases and cognitive behavioral therapy, psychotherapy. So yeah, I would just keep telling yourself you're safe, or try to get in touch with what is the fear, what am I afraid of when I travel, what is the anxiety about, and then try to address that. Oftentimes you have the prefrontal cortex, as I talk about in my video, how to rewire your anxious brain, is very good at imagining the future, looking ahead, and thinking about things that might happen but probably never will. That's part of what your anxiety might be about, but identify the source. My panic attacks are like death attacks. Well, I've never had one, but I hear they're horrible. I'm sorry you're going through that. Leanne, yes, they are. I have both. Well, I don't know what you have both. Douglas, I'm back. Negro, yeah, well, nice to see you. Just keep your comments cool. Can you give me your best Manchester accent? Yeah, mate. There it was. How did you heal, says FlexChart to Leanne. Leanne, how about CBD oil for anxiety and depression, says Holly Davidson. Well, many people use them for anxiety, especially anxiety CBD oil. You can read about it on the internet. You can talk with your practitioner. Many of my clients have used it. So, yeah. So, Leanne High says Rujarb. So anyway, yes, CBD oil, one man's meat's another man's poison. Do the research, talk to your doctor about it. It's something that's legal, at least in the United States. You can get it online, and it is not psychoactive. You don't get stoned. It has been used to treat seizures. It's not the flying you're scared of, but dealing with yourself in the moment that scares you, says Flex Yard. Oh my God, Arcade Cup, all the way from Green Bay, Wisconsin. My goodness, one of my early Patreon supporters. Hi, Doug. What is it called when one self thinks what the other person is thinking about them, and it's usually being negative? Oh, it's called, well, in CBT, they call it mind reading. When you think you know what the other person is saying and you don't check it out, it's called mind reading. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, so does that answer your question? I've suffered from panic attacks in the past, says India Rahat. They've disappeared for 3 years. They recently came back. I've been pushing my limits during work. Yes, stress will always will always trigger depression, anxiety, panic attacks. In my case, throughout my back. Stress really is hard on the body and mind. So yeah, if you've been pushing yourself too hard, the panic attacks could be a sign that you need to step back and take it easy. Hey, Swissy Heart. Oh my God, it used to be Swiss Heart, my gal from Santa Cruz. Hey, you got another one of those wonderful lavenders you can send me. God, I just, it's been so wonderful. Let me know if you can get me another one. Now, how's life in Santa Cruz? It's hot as hell in Portland this week. We've had 16 90-degree days with 6 more to come. Barin W. I'm not quite sure what song you're talking about. I take Klonopin, deep breathing, and this may sound silly. I get mad at my anxiety and say, you're not going to control me, I control you. Well, talking back to your anxiety is a good thing. Yeah, you get the last word, Leanne. You like my accent? Great, I'm glad. Anyway, yeah, Leanne, I'm very glad using deep breathing and the combination of Klonopin, deep breathing, and meditation. You're helping your anxiety. Good work. Hi, Sharma, FlexChart. Have I been good? I've been working on this new workshop and training I'm doing, I mentioned. What's your take on the Fisher Wall device? I had something very similar. It didn't work, but other people swear by it. So it's like everything else in mental health treatment. it's not like, look, if you have a headache, you take a Tylenol or aspirin, it's usually gone. You have an infection, you go on 10 days of antibiotics, it's usually gone. With depression and anxiety, there is no cut and dry approach. The brain is too complicated. That's why people will suffer for months, even years before they get relief. So the Fisher-Wallace, I can tell you right now, it works for some and it doesn't work for others. But it's been around and, you know, they're selling it. Someone must be getting some benefit. You can't occupy yourself, so you stop ruminating, hate nightmares. Well, I go count sheep backwards, 100, 99, 98. I actually visualize the sheep going across a stream on a beach I go to in Manzanita, Oregon. And there's a bunch of sheep lined up, and one by one they jump over the stream and get to the other side. That gives me something to focus on. And whenever the ruminations come, I come back to the sheep. So try something like that maybe. 1J24, I've been back in therapy the last week. It's a cognitive behavioral therapy. My anxiety is getting better, not perfect, but so much better than it was. Panic attacks are awful. Yeah, well, CBT will help those too. It's even super hot in Estonia. Yeah, well, thank you, Swissy Heart. Why did you change your name from Swiss Heart to Swissy Heart, I wonder? I know Swiss Heart, I thought you were, you know, male, so maybe Swissy Heart is more like female. Anyway, I thank you so much. How's life down in the Santa Cruz area, by the way? Oh, this too by by OK. No, I got to go do it. Yeah, no, I think yeah, no, I will. It's by OK. OK, this too shall pass. Great. Let me see. Arcade Cup, is mind reading a mental issue or is it legit? I guess I can't turn it off. Now, mind reading is is one of the 10 cognitive distortions that what's his name talks about. David Burns in his book Feeling Good, 10 Cognitive Distortions. Like, okay, you're going to the water fountain at work and the boss comes up and kind of looks funny and you say, oh my God, he doesn't like me, he's going to fire me. Oh my God, why did he give me that look? That's mind reading. Maybe he was upset because the profits went down. Maybe he had an argument with his spouse. You know, maybe his kid, you know, is getting poor grades. You don't know why he's looking down at the water fountain, but you immediately think it's your fault. That's mind reading, and that is a mental health cognitive distortion. So yes, it is a mental issue. You're feeling amazing, Doug? Well, goddamn, you've paid your dues. I hope you can keep this up. And to F, oh my God, all these blasts from the past, from Ireland. So great to see you, hear from you. How is Ireland doing? I'd love to visit there someday. Sophie Quissette, my depression is much better, but anxiety seems to get worse, so they alternate back and forth. Virtual Shamar, Liam N. What is health physician? What do you do to heal? Not quite sure what that question is. Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's really great to see you. What's going on out there in Ireland? What about this guy who used to come, Kevin McCourt? Remember he used to be on here a long time ago? Are you in touch with him? Terry 60W, when depression suffers withdrawal, do they appreciate when people reach out or do they feel annoyed? I keep reaching out and wonder if it makes a difference. Oh, who are you reaching out to? Yes, often, I don't think depressed people are annoyed when you reach out. I think they're just too caught up in their own world. But you know, loneliness, isolation always makes depression worse. They're doing all these studies about the effect of loneliness. So keep reaching out, keep reaching out, keep reaching out again and again and again until the person reaches back. Yeah, what's going on? How's the weather down there? And do you work on a farm with that lavender stuff, or do you have some sort of other work? I think you do some sort of work as a counselor or some sort of healing. ABCXYZ, I've had major depression for at least 12 years. How to cure? Well, I don't think you've had it for 12 years straight because you would probably not be alive. That'd be too much. But I can say you've gone in and out of it. No cure. Just you can manage the symptoms. If you go to my website, www.healingfromdepression.com. You go there, I've got everything I know about depression recovery, and this is the book, which I've just misplaced. No, I haven't. Here, my friend, if you want to know how to manage depression, Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood, written in 2001, 17 years ago. I still swear by it. So, what have we got next here? I use Inside Timer for my daily meditations and courses I have. Helps me sleep. I never thought this would help me so much. Wow. Good for you. We have very hot weather in Ireland 3 weeks ago. It's a lot cooler now, but it is this way easier to sleep when it's cold. Absolutely. I remember in New York, I was going to a convention one time. It was 100 degrees. It stays like 80 at night. I was on the 3rd floor of an apartment, no air conditioning, not a bit of sleep. Someone gave me $5. Wow, who was that? I was just about to ask for some money. FlexYard, is that you? Good for you. Thank you so much. Yes, there's a $sign. It's called live chat. Matter of fact, I'll have to talk about my Patreon channel, which has kind of been stalling lately. Okay, so let's go on to answer some of your questions. Arcade Cup, 99 cents. Great. I'll take it. My depression stems from a lack of reason for existence, so how could that be helped? Well, it says Negro, you got to obviously find some sort of purpose, some sort of meaning. That's what Viktor Frankl discovered in the concentration camps in Auschwitz in World War II. He found that people who survived the concentration camps were not the ones who were the strongest or the youngest or the healthiest. They're the ones who had something to live for, some purpose. So ask yourself, you know, what can I do in this life to make the world a better place? Is there any way I can serve? Volunteer work's a great thing to do if you're not working or if you have any family or friends. But yeah, it really helps to have some sort of sense of purpose. May I say one on here? Trying to think of a paperweight joke always weighed me down. I told you it was bad. Yeah. God, that reminds me of something. Oh yes. You know, I used to push the envelope, but it keeps remaining stationary. Wow, that was good, wasn't it? Mental health cognitive sources say it helps me remember. Yeah. Arcade Cup. Passerby. Hey Douglas, what are your thoughts on venlafaxine? Effexor? Effexor has been used for decades. It's, you know, it's a SNRI medication, antidepressant, one of the top ones used. I have people here who helps, and some people like me had an allergic reaction. One man's meat's another man's poison when it comes to antidepressants. If it's prescribed for you by your doctor, then you should follow the advice. The one thing I will recommend is always start low in case you're going to have a paradoxical reaction. So I think 75 is the lowest. I think I used to cut mine into half and do it 37.5. All right. I haven't heard from just since the live chat. Wow. Well, Oliver McLeod, I mean, Kevin McCourt's been gone for a while. Terry 6, just to make sure you're sure for the person. Yeah, that's a good thing. And let them know that. But don't press yourself and try to do hard helping people. Yeah, you can only reach out so much, but you should make yourself available. That's right. The darkness of light depresses me so much it feels like my life won't get better. No light at the end of the tunnel. Well, just say this to you, Marin W. I wonder where the sun was when it was going to come up, and then it dawned on me. A joke. But night is followed by dawn, winter by spring, death by rebirth. Everything is cyclic. We live in a cyclic universe, right? The season, shh. We're now in summer. 6 months it'll be winter. So if you're worried about the night, just tell yourself dawn is on the way. Lightness is on the way. And maybe that will help. Leanne says, I have borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety. I use meditation, try to distract myself. Yes, excellent. Luan Swarpool, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Douglas. One more question. Have you met many wealthy people who have been seriously depressed? Thank you again, FlexYard, for your donation. Yes, and a very wealthy attorney who came up to my house in an $80,000 Porsche, a Rolex watch, a three-piece suit, had tried to kill himself the night before because his girlfriend left him. Depression is no respecter of persons. Poor people, wealthy people. Although when you're really poor and don't have any resources, you're more likely to get depressed. That's called situational depression. What do you do if a person's surrounded by people who don't understand him or her and make her lonely? Well, you need to find people who do understand. Support group, live chat, go to chat rooms. Terry 60, reaching out to different friends, both of whom are having depressive episodes. Well, again, make yourself available, but as someone said, don't push on them. ABC, no, I had depression for 12 straight years. The reason I didn't kill myself was mainly religion. Well, that's a barrier, absolutely. Well, is it getting any better? A euro sign, I think. 5 euros, yeah, it is a euro sign. You're absolutely right. What do you think the whole future holds for mental health treatment? When I've always said there's never been a better time to be mentally ill. I think genetics is going to really help figure out what works for what person. Right now, we do have TMS and ECT for cases of last resort like me. Leanne, from my experiences, Rujan, if we don't understand cause of mental illness like CBT therapy, meditation won't work. Yes, more than happy, Negro. Why don't you go ahead and, again, try some volunteer work or, I don't know, serving others, helping others. God knows we need it in this world. Thanks for the link. Yes. Zomilas, hey, another old timer. Not good. Could someone give me advice? I'm anxious about 15 days. Yeah, go call your mental health, call your counselor, call your prescriber. Bring in the troops, man. Or one of my patients says, he just runs until he drops. I just wrote up Rocky Butte. Hard exercise will take the edge off anxiety for most people. But the best thing to do is get in touch with your caregivers, your mental health caregivers. But hard exercise also, if you send me an email address, I will send you and ask for something from DBT where you can use something called cold water to lessen anxiety. It's very powerful. Okay, douglasblog@gmail.com, right here. All right, hey, Nur Tariq, all these people. How did you get your self-esteem back impression in the 90s? I wrote a book. I became creative again. My life came back together. Thanks, one JE24. I will WhatsApp you. We can talk about the research for my book. How can I go to Facebook? I don't know. Go to facebook.com and create an account. You can ask that you can basically go on YouTube and ask that question. Zora Milas, just say this too shall pass. Well, that is true. That is the one truth I tell everybody. 4 words that can save your life. T-Mac, oh my God, nice to see you again. T-Mac is a Patreon, one of my patrons. I have not had a new patron from any of you guys on a live chat in months. Maybe somebody can change that. If you go to patreon.com and you type in my name, Douglas Block, you'll come to my page. Monthly donations, as little as $2 a month, help support this channel, help me pay for the videos that I'm doing because I have to hire people to film them and edit them. Nice to see you, T-Mac. Connor Stefanski. Anyone had sex with violets? I'm currently in his daughter, but it killed a little sex drive I had. I hear vibrate. Oh, I thought you said virus. Yes, I took Vibrate when I was depressed. It was okay. It didn't really help, but nothing helped. Vibrate is a valid antidepressant. It's all trial and error. Here, I'm going to put it in all caps. TRIAL and ERROR. Except it says effer. Okay, we'll try it again. Everything's about trial and error. I'm depressed, no matter what I do. Tired, well, that's a symptom of depression, or Tariq. Go out and get some treatment. You feel horrible, well, that's the name of the game when you're depressed and anxious, loss. Same here, buddy. I've been there. Just know you're not alone. Get some professional help if it gets too much. India Barahat, very good. Or think about this guy. Spiritual people. Pray to your higher power. Or laugh. Think out loud. Laugh out loud joke books for kids. Let's try one out. How did Thomas Edison invent the light bulb? Well, he got a bright idea. Why did the lettuce win the race? He got ahead. Oh my God. Here's my favorite. Why was the broom late for school? I used to be late for school all the time, constantly. It overswept. Get it? The broom overswept. Don't you like bad puns? Come on, someone laugh. All right. You're not alone. India Brahat, excellent advice. Bethany Corey, haven't heard from you. Hi, my 40th day on fluoxetine, that's Prozac. Managed to socialize, put myself in many uncomfortable places. Haven't any panic, I just want to live my life and not let anxiety rule. Well, good for you, Bethany Corey. You're having some success after a month. You're going out, you're getting back in touch with people. Seems like the Prozac is helping. Didn't get no better. It got worse. Thanks for asking. Here's Mavi, who I haven't heard before. Hey, Doug, did you ever really try herbal alternatives? I use kratom at times. Someone else recommended that to me, but I know it's sketchy. It has some bad side effects. It really helps on tough days. You might check it out. You're the second person. But is that even legal? I don't know. Rasmus say at Marin W. When you can't see any light at the end of the tunnel, then you might try to be that light at the end of someone else's tunnel. Several times when I considered suicide, this taught me. Rasmus say, can you write me? I want to get that. I want to interview you about that because I'm doing this new book and workshop on suicide prevention. So I don't have your. I don't have your email address, Rasmus. Can you please send yours to me? That would really be helpful. I'd love to. Interview you. Great words, by the way. I actually like them so much I'm going to copy them. How's that? Okay, Zomi lost. I'm afraid because of immigrants in our country. And through Europe. I'm afraid because they are violent. Because World War III could happen here. I'm obsessed with that. I can't breathe, can't live. Well, I think you need to get, I think you're dealing with obviously some obsessions about things. You don't know what's going to happen. You're catastrophizing about the future. I really suggest you get, go to your mental health professional, psychiatrist, therapist, and get some help because those are just obsessions that are taking you over. They're not true. Number 3, consult a professional. If this continues from now, try and recognize cycles and patterns of mood. Very good. I can't really do things better, says Negro. It isn't, if there isn't anyone like to help through so many advice on making friends. Yeah, if you want, go to meetup meetings. They're very helpful. Or go take a class in something you're interested in. You meet people just accidentally, or go join a running club. Find an interest and be around people who do that. That's one way to make friends. How would you recommend others to get off self-esteem back after depression? I have something I did in my book, Healing from Depression Naturally. Do little tasks that you can do. It's called, there's a word, self-efficacy. That's it, self-efficacy. Do things. Make yourself breakfast. Try something. Go back to, a skill that you had before you got depressed. Just little tiny steps forward and give yourself a pat on the back. At India, thanks, buddy. I don't want to share these thoughts with therapists. I'm on my own with this. Well, share them here. I've been molcalled. My father recently committed suicide. Wow, I've been following day by day trying to get bitch so very hard. Well, there are support groups in America, survivors of suicide. I don't know where you live, but you might want to contact the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and find out survivor support groups. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's a huge trauma. When, look at Anthony Bourdain. He left a daughter behind. My dad did too. Wow. So how you guys deal with that? That's like something you never really get over. I'm very sympathetic for you. Yeah, we all are. Well, wow, it saved my life. Well, I'm glad that ketamine helped, Dorothy. I'm glad that it helped you for the time being. It does seem to help others. Anyway, yeah, when a parent takes his or her own life, it's very traumatic. Yes, I'm 20. He took his life when I was 19. Wow. Well, I have I teach math on the side. One of my prime students' mother died by suicide when she was a junior in high school. Phew. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is a big problem. 120 people in America every day. By the time we are finished with this live chat in 1 hour, 12 people will have taken their lives in America, not to mention the rest of the world. It is a big, big issue. All right. Time helps, but sometimes feels nothing, no progress has happened. It's so recent, come on. But it has, I can't lose sight of that. Yes, you need to reach out and say whatever drove my father to despair, it's not going to happen to me. Kratom is legal for now, but side effects, okay? Yeah, sorry about both of your fathers. Lat Love, how long were you sick in depression? When was it? Well, I had 4 episodes when I was 18, 27, 43, and 65. They all lasted about 9 to 18 months. I know I really feel for you. Words can't express this, Dorothy. Yeah, well, you understand, both of you. Did you have obsessive thoughts during your depression, says Flex Yard? Yes, I used to say electric shock for Douglas Block. The River Styx in 96, Going to Heaven in 97. I had obsessive rhymes, so they said I had psychotic features, and that's what I had. I have obsessive thoughts and depression and anxiety too. Yep, well, obsessive thoughts come with it. How's my summer been so far? Well, aside from the fact I've been frying in Portland, Oregon, not too bad. I went on a lovely bike ride yesterday. You know, I'm going to watch the full moon on Larch Mound. Thank you for reminding me. I need to write my good friend Tom. There's a beautiful place called Larch Mound, 4,000 feet high. It was an old fire station. You can see 5 mountain peaks. You can see, let me see, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helen, what else? Mount Adams, Mount Hood, Mount Jefferson. 5 extinct volcanoes from one place. Oh my goodness, I should take a picture and send it to you guys. Can I say something, Dorothy? Of course you can. I lost knowledge and strength on how to socialize, to be a regular me again. It's been a year and I have so much anxiety and depression-filled days. It's debilitating, but we'll be okay. Well, I hope, Amber, you're getting some good mental health treatment. I hope you're seeing somebody. Every 40 seconds in the heart is the heartbreaking stats for the rate of suicide. Really? Every 40 seconds? It's every 12 minutes in America. That's hard to believe. Where do you get that stat, Rasmus A? You're probably right. Zomi Lost Douglas, do you have an advice for obsessive thoughts and for guilty past events when I was bad to some people? Yes, I do have a video that I published a month ago that's now one of my most popular videos on YouTube right now. It's called How to Respond. Oh my God, I can't type. To respond to obsessive and intrusive INTRUSIVTHOUGHT. Yeah, I published this about a month ago. Check it out. You basically have to just turn your attention away from the obsessions and replace it with a different type of thought. So check out that video, Zomi Lost. Amber, I lost knowledge and strength. Here you are again. We're so strong for being here. You are so bold for battling this. Who are you referring to? Probably somebody else. Maybe Dorothy. I'm embarrassed, but I miss my dad. He molested me from 7 to 15. He died when I was 15, but I'm not. I'm doing well. I'm very alone now. Well, Dorothy, wow. Yeah, well, even when our caregivers treat us poorly, there are caregivers. It's the paradox of being a child, but that's how it feels. In the meantime, how old are you, Dorothy? There's lots of new people, lots of new connections you can make. You are not bound by the past. Whatever bad things happen to you, you can create a new future for yourself. Human beings have free will. You know, the brain is neoplastic and can change. Every 7 years we get a brand new body. All the cells die and are replaced. We are malleable. Human beings are amazingly flexible and adaptable. Brian W. Wow, you're in the, what are you doing right now? You're Outer Banks, North Carolina, power walking on the beach. You take such good care of yourself. I'm very impressed. Living the dream. Where is Outer Banks, North Carolina? I'll have to look it up on the map. Nice to hear from you, by the way. Leanne has really helped her anxiety by meditation. I think you'd be very pleased with that. Brian W. always comes onto my YouTube site and recommends meditation over and over again. Not a bad idea. Okay, Amber McCall, I've been, let me see, in something since 4 years old, still in therapy. Thank you for the, okay, thank you for the, I'm trying to find it. Oh, you've been in therapy since 4 years old. Thank you for the compassion. Definitely. Well, 4 years old therapy, hopefully you're making some progress. Lot love. Do you have any sleep problems during your depression? I had major sleep problems, major insomnia, and yes, morning anxiety through the roof. I'd get up every morning and pace back and forth, hit myself in the head. Then finally a friend of mine had to pick me up and drop me off at the pool where I swam for a mile until I almost passed out. That's how I dealt with it. Yes, I had horrible morning anxiety, and it was the worst, and insomnia. But I took some Ambien for insomnia, and the anxiety eventually went away. So this too shall pass. Can depression go away by sitting around all day? It seems pointless to do anything pointless. Well, unfortunately, in my experience, it's time limited. It will go away eventually, but it really helps if you do something to help yourself with some coping strategies and self-care. So I've never heard of it going around, getting better when people sit around all day. Maybe if you're in deep meditation, possibly. Usually you have to get out and do something. This video is from the World Health Organization 2015 or 16. Hopefully now it's less, not more. Well, in America, suicide rates have gone up 25% since 1999. A major public health crisis, according to the New York Times. Dorothy, you're 43. Wow. Well, hopefully as you get older, you get wiser. Brand W, I'm too fragile and unstable to be someone else's light. Don't know that this makes me sound like a bad person. I'm not thinking of suicide, though. Good for you. Where there's life, there's always hope. Yeah. Amber. What does Amber have to say? Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza is amazing. You know about him? He wrote a book called The Placebo Effect. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend. Yeah, he's a very smart guy. You should look at him on YouTube. Everybody, look what Amber said. Joe Dispenza. Brian W. would like this guy, I'm sure. All right. Indra Bhatt, flex yard. Try observing some thoughts to rather be the source of thoughts. Try meditation. You want to jog now, Ghost? Take care of yourself. You're a great man. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. Stay in touch. Appreciate it. All right. Your plug. 41 minutes after the other when going through healing from depression. 12 weeks to a better mood. I really, let's just open up here. What do we say? Oh, madness or suicide, it's yours to decide. Whoops. That was my chapter on how I dealt with suicidal thoughts and feelings. How I successfully did. So what are the deterrents? 1, fear of death. 2, I didn't want to hurt the people around me. And 3, I believe in reincarnation. So if you try to escape your problems this life, they just come back in the next. So fear of death, concern for other people, and belief that you can't really get away from your problems kept me alive. And guess what? One day I got better. See, time is on your side, everybody. If you can hang in there long enough, something is going to come along and shift for the better. I mean, everybody I've ever worked with for 20 years, including myself, has had that happen if they just can stick around and, and also try doing stuff, of course. Have I ever heard of Dennis Simsek, the anxiety guy? No, I haven't. Is he good? Flexyard, Dorothy Goldberger, everything happens for a reason we do not know. I don't, but thank you so much. Yes, we are all more than, not less than. Come to you all. Nice again, Dorothy. Darwin Betancourt, I've been so anxious lately I can't even sit still for a minute. Yep, I know what that's called, akathisia. When I talk, I feel agitated. It's really annoying. It's been weeks dealing with this. Should I go see a therapist? You bet your booties you should go see a therapist. And you should go see a psychiatrist because medication on a temporary basis. There's something called propranolol. It's a blood pressure medication. I'm not here to diagnose or treat. I'm an educator, but certain beta blockers, blood pressure medications, are very good for calming anxiety. Please talk to a doctor about this. You don't have to suffer like this without help. And how is his YouTube channel, by the way, Dennis Simsek? I'll write it down if I find a pen. Okay, there's a piece of paper. Now I just need a pen. And I got one. Okay. DENNISSIMSEK. So how is the channel? Is it good? It probably is. Lieutenant Tiger, you are back. I felt really anxious this morning, felt so much better after a 30-minute run. Absolutely. Intense exercise. You can't beat it with a stick. Good, good, good. INTENSIBEXERSIZE 4 DEPRESSION and ANXIETY. Bingo. That's what you need. Intensive exercise for depression and anxiety. All right. Dorothy Kober, you haven't been here before. Nice to see you. Darwin, nice to see you. Lieutenant Tiger. My brain tells me I'm destined to kill myself. It scares me. Well, that's what my brain told me, Flexyard. Guess what? Your brain is playing tricks on you. I'm going to write that down for everybody. You got to be, are you in therapy? Are you have other people around you to give you a reality check? Your brain is playing tricks on you. Really, when I run hard, I think of nothing else but breathing. It's nice. Very good, Lieutenant Tiger. You're using the same tools that I use. Time flies with the wind, but fruit flies like bananas. Wow. I like that, Charles. I need to steal that. May I? Who wants to go with me to live in the Amazon forest? I'm overwhelmed by civilization. I got $1 billion right now. If I got $1 billion, a perfect partner, and happy feeling, I wouldn't be happy. Well, I don't know. You take your mind with you, Zomi Loss. I think the Amazon, you might get some snakes might freak you out. His channel is pretty good. Like you, he's talking from experience. Well, that's always the best thing. How do we get smarter from experience? How do we get experience? We make mistakes. Yep, mistakes can teach us. The worm inside me doesn't make me happy. Well, that's inside your brain. You will take it to the Amazon. Well, Amber thinks, let's go. Please steal it, Douglas. What am I supposed to steal? I'm not quite sure, but oh, your joke. Right, right. Time flies like the wind, but fruit flies like bananas. That's not bad. Did you make that up? Now I can't find my pen. Many pens from now on. Well, here we go. I will definitely change that after this. Little water here. All right, let's go to the Amazon, says Zomilas. Well, the bad joke, it's like a Zen koan, yes. Time flies like the wind, and fruit flies. Is it but or and? Which one was it? Oh, but fruit flies like bananas. Yeah, the flies. Flies meaning flies and flies meaning flies. Very good. It's a Zen koan. Very good. And I am going to get pens next time, more pens, so I can write these amazing things down that you people share with me. Well, it's 47 minutes after the hour. I'm going to, I have a client coming up, so in about 8 minutes I'm going to leave. I'm going to one more time put my Patreon account here. Anybody who gets a patron, becomes a patron, will get a free copy of my book, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop. I wish I could show it to you, but it's my memoir. It's what I wrote when I came out of my worst episode, and it forms the basis of my book, Healing from Depression. Memoirs are great. They really, it helps to see how other people cope with these horrible extreme states and how they got through them. There are many good memoirs out there on depression. Wherever you go, you take your head with you, sit, stay, and show that you're the boss. Very good, Charles. I like what you're saying. Your first time, LOL. Yes, Dorothy Goldberg. I love your name. DG. I'm Douglas George Block. We both have DGs. Did I have any mental health difficulties before the age of 18? Flex Yard. Not overtly, but covertly. I was shy and depressed when I was 6 or 7. Didn't know it. In high school, I didn't even date women. I was so scared of them, and I just channeled all that neurotic energy to my grades and got a 4.0. But no, many people could see I was a disturbed person, and when I went off to college, it all came crashing down. So no, I didn't have any difficulty overtly, but in between, I had it latent. Fendora, well, thank you. I love your name. Didn't Fendora, you made a comment on my channel. I respond to you. What did you say? I just responded to you last night, I believe. I asked my wife, Fendora, that's a nice name. It's like fedora, like the hat with the N. What country are you from? Zomilas, thanks for everything. I feel a little bit better. Thank you, guys. I'll try to work on my obsessive thoughts and guilty. Well, go look at that video I did, and also go find a good CBT therapist. You can deal with obsessive thoughts. There's also again, I do not prescribe, but there is a medication called Luvox that helps people. Again, you need to talk to your doctor or prescriber, but you can look it up. It is for obsessive thinking. Lebanon 1, nice to see you. Day's doing well, enjoying all the folks on here. La Victoria Rose, I find repeating a positive affirmation is something like, I will eat breakfast tomorrow while falling asleep, sets me up for the ability to get up and go to work. Hey, what you tell yourself as you're going to sleep? I have a whole video called Begin the Day on a Positive Note and End It. Oh yeah. What you go to sleep with? How about every day in every way I'm getting better and better? From Emil Kawai. That's a great affirmation. Say that before, as you're drifting off to sleep. and you'll wake up tomorrow in a good mood. Now, very, very good. I'm just about to cough. I've been talking nonstop for 50 minutes. Time for one of these guys. Thanks for everything. My PHQ score measure of depression has gone from being high 30s to 0. Here's a question, Dad. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? Not quite sure. Lebanon. What's up, brother? Guys should exchange email addresses. Connect. You guys can connect. After I go off the air, you can connect for 10 minutes or so. But you should definitely connect in between these live chats. Rasmus says, not bad. Thanks for asking. How about you? Rasmus, remember to write your email address, will you? Please? Send me your email. I got to get my sign back. DouglasBlog@gmail.com. Here we are. Send me an email, Rasmus. I want to talk to you about how you overcame suicidal thinking. All right. Any other questions? I will eat breakfast tomorrow. I'm glad you're feeling better, Zome. Day's going well. Flex Yard, nice to see you. Dorothy, nice to see you for the first time. Zome. Amber, glad you're here. Darwin, nice to see you. Charles, I love I'm going to steal your quote or your joke. Lieutenant Tiger, thanks for all your help. Flex Yard, again, thanks for the contribution. Brian W., glad you're feeling well. Marin, try saying something positive as you're falling asleep. Dorothy, keep up the good work. Amber, keep up the therapy. Just going back, T-Mac, always nice to hear from you. Arcade Cup, nice to hear from you also. Theo Hawk, nice to hear from you. All you guys, Mavi. Glad Kratom is helping you. Nor Tariq, go reach out for help. There is help. 1J24. Yeah, go ahead and let's talk. I'll send you a WhatsApp or I'll email you. All right. Terry 60. Reach out to friends, but don't, And Leanne, I'm so glad you found a meditation to help you with your anxiety and depression. Swissy Heart, thank you so much for the new lavender. Erasmus, good to see you again. Leanne, and Jessica Kennedy, I hope you were with us this whole time. All right. Do I have a dark sense of humor in Lebanon 1? You better believe it. Oh my God. I love a guy named John Callahan. They just came out with a movie about him. He has a picture of the devil, people going to hell, and he says, Inferno or non-inferno? They're all inferno, of course. I was just joking. Oh, he has a great dark sense of humor. John Callahan, check him up. Check him out. He has a book called Digesting the Child Within. Well, Amber and Dorothy, I hope you guys stay in contact with each other. Thank you, Amber, for the nice comment. Thank you, you guys. Stay in touch. Darwin, I get PA when I drive and it's hot outside. I know it sounds silly, but he really makes me anxious. Of course you do. Of course, it makes me anxious. Yes. There's something called summer depression in Florida. The heat can make people depressed and anxious. Stay inside, sit in front of a fan, get some air conditioning. Lat Love, when I drank tea, I can get anxiety, stimulants or sugar, no longer managed. Different foods can affect me differently. Feel like my brain has become so sensitive. Do you have this? Not quite to the extent you do, but definitely when I'm anxious, I got to stay away from stimulants. Lebanon 1, I hope everybody here is feeling okay, and I want you to know that you're appreciated. Thank you, Lebanon. Appreciate all your help. And Rasmus said, I can't really say that I overcame my suicidal thoughts, but I didn't act on them. Yes, well, yeah. If you don't act on them, you're around for another day to get better. That's all that matters. Don't just simply don't act. And guess what? You just made me realize a quote I want to use from a book called, what's it called? It was a famous, Every Brilliant Thing. Yeah. I'm going to write that down. Thank you very much for reminding me of that that book. All right. Oh, you guys, enjoy the day. I am going to be here for sure on the 5th. I might be here next Sunday, depending on how busy I am. But I'm glad we all showed up. We had it was a really good interaction. People were really talking, asking questions, supporting each other. It was a really, really powerful group today. I'm so glad you all came. Be good to yourselves. Remember, this too shall pass. And that with time and work and luck, you can and will get better. Time is on your side. The brain can heal and does heal. And depression is a treatable condition, as well as anxiety and even borderline personality disorder, as well as bipolar disorder. We're all here on this planet to heal and to get well, and I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. God bless everyone. We'll see you next time.